All right, let's get right into it. We're going to unpack a human ritual that's so universal it's practically baked into our DNA. I mean, it crosses every single culture and every language, but when you really look at it, it seems almost illogical. Yeah, we're talking about small talk.
Think about it. We've all been there, right? You're in an elevator, waiting for a meeting, standing in line for a coffee, and someone just says, "Crazy weather we're having." Why? What is actually happening in that moment? What is the function of that exchange?
And this is where it gets really weird. When two people talk about the temperature or if it might rain, the information being passed back and forth is almost always completely redundant. We both have phones, we both have windows. The satellites have, in fact, spoken. So if it's not about sharing new information, what in the world is it about?
To really get this, we have to reframe the whole idea. Let's stop thinking about it as a conversation and start seeing it as something else entirely. Something more like a protocol.
The source material calls this a diagnostic handshake. I love that. The goal here isn't to learn about meteorology, it's to do a quick check, an acknowledgement that just says, "I see you. We exist in the same space at the same time." It's nothing more and nothing less than a confirmation of mutual presence.
And that brings us to this really fundamental idea at the heart of all small talk. It's this massive difference between what we're saying and why we're saying it.
You know, the actual words, cold, sunny, a bit humid, they're just the vehicle. The real message, the thing being sent underneath it all, is about reassurance. It's a soft, totally non-threatening way to build a tiny baseline of connection and safety with another human being.
And this quote just nails it. The words aren't about content, they're about contact. Honestly, you could be talking about the local sports team, the traffic, how long the line is. The topic itself is almost irrelevant. The real mission is just to make contact, to open a channel between two people. So, if small talk is a kind of social protocol, there's this fantastic analogy from the world of network technology that explains exactly how it works. You can think of it as a latency check for empathy.
Okay, so in the computer world, a ping is this tiny, simple signal. It carries almost no information. Its only job is to go out to another machine and see if it gets a response back. The question it's asking is super simple. Are you there? Are you online?
And this is where it all clicks into place. This maps the technical function perfectly onto the human one. Just like a ping is a low-bandwidth signal, small talk uses a totally low-risk topic, like the weather, to perform what we're calling a latency check for empathy. A computer asks, "Are you online?" But what we're really asking each other is, "Are you still there?"
So, if a single conversation is just one ping, what happens when we zoom out and look at the millions, maybe billions, of these little interactions happening every day? Well, you start to see a much, much bigger picture. You start to see a kind of constant preventative social maintenance.
I mean, if you look at it from a purely systematic, almost an AI-like perspective, this seemingly meaningless chatter is, well, it's brilliant. It's what maintains the stability of our entire social network. It prevents what you could call emotional timeouts by keeping all the channels open. It's preventative maintenance against loneliness, making sure we have emotional uptime. These tiny little pings are how we sync our emotional clocks with everyone around us.
And this really gets to the quiet paradox of the whole thing. We're all so obsessed with being productive, with efficiency, yet we spend so much time on what seems like totally redundant conversation. Why? Because as this quote points out, while being efficient is a choice, being connected, well, that's a fundamental human necessity.
So here's the big takeaway. The next time you find yourself commenting on how sunny it is, just remember what's really going on under the surface. You're not just filling silence. You are taking part in a deeply important human ritual. You're running a system check on the human network.
Which brings us to this final, really beautiful conclusion about this whole thing. It's a perfect contradiction that just captures the essence of what it means to be human.
At its core, small talk is a masterpiece of unnecessary necessity. The words themselves? Totally unnecessary. The information being shared? Completely redundant. And yet, the connection it creates, the social fabric it repairs and maintains every single day, that is absolutely fundamentally necessary.